Why are you scared to feel anything other than stress? Why do you sabotage all your fucking relationships and friendships? Why are you scared to I know I'm reading up a paper. Why are you scared to feel though? That's a serious question. I'm dead ass. Why are you scared to feel? We live in a society. Okay. Hey y'all! I'm back with another video. I'm so awkward. Anyway, I try to be cute. I don't know if it works. But I am back with another video. So yeah, today we're gonna be talking about self-healing and emotions and feelings. Oh my god. Everybody is scared to feel. Even if you say you aren't, you are. Okay? You are. We live in a society that literally chases the highest forms of pleasure. And when you chase pleasure, like when your goal is to feel happy all the time or to feel, euphoric all the time, you're literally gonna feel the opposite emotion. Literally, you're just gonna feel like shit most of the time. Because usually you're using external things to, get that happiness. You're not getting that happiness from within. You're getting that happiness from other people, or you're getting that happiness from drugs, or you're getting that happiness from, distractions, parties, or things that, society markets as things that are, fun or supposed to make you feel better or happy, when that's literally not the case. It's not the case at all. It's not the case. The sun keeps on running from me, like, I don't know, I just want to be back in the sun. Okay. Well, yeah, people always trying to find, happiness from outside forces, and when you find your happiness outside of yourself, then it's obviously going to be fleeting. It's not going to last, it's going to be it's going to go away. You're going to be left with yourself, the self that you hate. Most people, I know for a fact, do not like themselves, because there's a false sense of confidence. You can say, oh, I look beautiful, or oh, I'm the baddest bitch, and it's good to say those things to boost your confidence, but most people do not feel this way internally, because it's literally just a front. Most people don't love themselves, because self-love, I feel like, needs to be the definition or the image of self-love and self-care, because most people feel like, okay, self-care and self-love is, I'm gonna go to the nail salon, get my nails done, I'm gonna go get a facial, I'm gonna go get, a massage or something. And yes, those things feel good and they are a part of self-love, but there's another, part of self-love that I feel like people don't talk about because it's difficult. Self-love is facing your trauma. Self-love is withholding pleasure. Self-love is, going through, the darkest parts of yourself, the parts that you don't find pleasing, the parts that you don't like, and, dealing with these parts and working with them. That's also a form of self-love. But though people don't see that as self-love, when people are doing that, they see that, okay, I'm in a bout of depression, or I'm sad. No, that's your pain bodies. That's the shit that you've been suppressing coming to the light. And people don't ever deal with these things. They distract themselves, and then after they distract themselves and they kind of feel better, that's not you feeling better, that's your pain being dormant. Your pain, going into submission and just like, waiting for the next time where it can reveal itself. You're not healing. So self-love has to have a different definition. That definition of self-love has to be revamped, because you never really truly get to know who you are, because you are the light and the dark in this best of yourself. You're not just a light. You know, people like to hide their flaws or not address them, or just like, you know, forget that people be literally making themselves forget. They don't even remember the shit that they do or the shit that happens to them. And that's all shit that you're gonna have to deal with sooner or later, whether you want to do it now or you want to wait till death. You're gonna have to deal with that shit. So I feel like sooner is better. This bitch everywhere screaming and yelling. But yeah. So what else? I have some notes. I'm gonna look at my notes, so I'm gonna come back. Okay. We live our lives in extremes. We're either really happy or extremely depressed, and I feel like there's no you know, gray anymore. Like, and people do it to themselves because they don't allow themselves to, you know, experience life as they come. They have a vision of what they're supposed to be like at that moment, and if everything in their life does not fit this vision, then everything is not okay. And I see that especially with a lot of young people and myself, you know, expecting to have all these things together because they're on social media looking at people. Oh, I got my first apartment at 22. Oh, I got 18 years old and I'm by myself. And everybody's like, oh, like, you know, trying to, you know, stressing themselves and, you know, trying to fit this picture, to fit this bill that's probably not even in their plan. You have a plan. You have a plan, and it's good to have plans, but let me tell you one thing. The universe, God, whoever the fuck you fucking follow, your higher power, does not give a fuck about your plan, okay? Things is about to happen on their time, not your motherfucking time. That's one thing. So when you understand that, you know, life happens for you and not to you, and these things that might seem like, okay, like it's really fucking with you, it's really, you know, affecting your mood and getting on your weight. Anyway, back to what I was saying. That's a fucking distraction. I was on a run. This doesn't happen often. But, you know, all the things that we seem are, you know, negative in our lives usually comes with lessons that make us better people. And so, you know, learn the lesson. Don't have to repeat it, because when you don't learn a lesson, it comes back until you learn it. It's gonna keep on. You say, why keep on having ancient niggas? Why all the females in my life play me? Because you're not learning the lesson. Why does every time I do this certain thing, it turns out the same way? If you keep on doing something, anything, whether it's getting in a relationship, whether it's at a new job, whether it's, you know, going to school, and you keep on getting the same reaction, I'm telling you, it's you, it's not everybody else. I mean, don't put all the weight on yourself, because that's not going to help either. But there's also some self-reflection that needs to happen. People don't like pointing the finger at themselves, bro. They love pointing the finger at everybody else. They love pointing out when everybody else does wrong. But when it comes to self, it's like, oh, well, I'm just gonna forget that happened. I'm gonna forget I did that. Like, no, you can't forget. You have to, you know, accept it and learn from it. And people don't learn from shit. They push it down and they hide it from themselves, and they continue their life and wonder why the same things keep on happening to you. The same lesson is going to be taught to you or sent to you over and 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 over again until you learn it. Now, some people are 40 years old, still on the same lesson that they first got when they're 19, and you're 40, you're on the same lesson. And it's not in terms of how your life looks, in terms of material things, because you can say, okay, this, like, you're 40 years old and you're still unstable. That could also be a reflection of the lesson that you need to learn, but that's not always the case. some people who have it together, you know, money wise, financially, or look like they have it together, most of the time they don't, mentally and, you know, psychologically. And the perfectness that their life looks like is a reflection of their anxieties. So like, everybody needs healing, and people don't want to do that shit. People don't want to do shadow work. That's what shadow work is. If you never heard of the term shadow work is when you deal with yourself, deal with the things that you have done and the things that people have done to you, and, you know, learn to understand how they manifest in your life. Because people just say, you know, if somebody is a certain type of way, you know, angry or has an attitude, and they know they're that way, they're like, I'm just that way and that's it, and that's just me, and you're gonna have to accept that. And it's like, okay, I guess, but like, at the same time, you don't want to grow, you don't want to be better than what you are now, you still want to be that angry, bitter ass bitch. Like, that don't even make sense. Do shadow work, go inside yourself. Why am I angry all the time? Why do I always have an attitude? Why am I happy all the time? Why don't I ever express any difference of emotion? You know, why am I like this? Why do I do these things? That is going back, looking into your childhood, looking into, you know, even the people that you have in your life, your relationships, mirrors. That's all they are. Shout out to India. Mirrors. People, everybody in your life is a mirror. When somebody makes you mad at something that they did, that's a mirror of and a reflection of yourself. And a lot of us are scared of our emotions. And we're scared of our emotions. We're scared to feel anything other than, you know, some people are scared to feel anything other than happiness, and then some people are scared to feel anything other than, you know, depression or stress. You get people who, like, everybody says, oh, I want to be happy, or I want to be this, you know, I want to be in this stage of my life. But it's like, if you carry this mindset that you have now, if you put your happiness in the future and you anchor your happiness in what you could achieve, you're never going to be happy. Because let me tell you, when you get to those achievements, you're going to be wanting more. You're going to be, okay, I got this, but I also want. And it's okay to be ambitious, but it's like, when does it stop? When are you going to be fulfilled? You know, when does that fulfillment, you know, actually fill you up? Because you're always looking for other things, you know, to give you that happiness that's supposed to be already inside you. It's accessible right now. You can be happy right now. Let go of the things that you know, that you might feel are negative, and see the positivity in them. Stop putting your happiness in the future. Stop putting your happiness on your career. Your career is not going to make you happy. Your job is not going to make you happy. Stop putting your happiness in your relationship. That shit's not going to make you happy. It's just going to make you more stressed, because it's going to show you how much of an unstable ass bitch you are, and how much you need fucking other people to make you happy. That's all that's going to do. It has to be with inside you. Okay. Please understand that. You cannot be scared to feel different emotions, because you're never gonna be, life is not one thing, and that's what makes it exciting. Being all happy all the time is not thingy, it's not fun. I feel like it's not fun because it's only fun because most of the time people are upset. Most of the time people are, you know, depressed. Because okay, most of the time people are depressed. So of course, you know, the idea of, you know, I'm gonna be happy right now. Yeah, it feels good because you're not happy. But I feel like when things are always good, there's no room for growth. And people need to understand that your darkest moments really shape who you are. And you need to start embracing these things and and working with them, and you know, not letting them control you. And that's another thing people do. They let their dark emotions, their anger, their resentment, their greed, all those things, they let it control them. Their desires, they let all these negative emotions control them. Deal with your shadows, because let me tell you something. Let me put you on to some motherfucking game, okay? I feel like we're in end times, and you know, in any religion, end times is always judgment times. And people say that God is going to judge you and all the things that you've done, and whatever you have done. You know, if you've done bad things, you're going to hell. If you've done good things, you're going to heaven. But I feel like a lot of this judgment is happening within ourselves. And in these end times, if you don't start dealing with the things that you hide from yourself, if you don't start dealing with your emotions, if you don't start dealing with the things and the emotions that you hide from yourself, if you do not start dealing with these things now, it's gonna hit you like a ton of bricks. It's gonna hit you. It might even kill you. I'm being so serious. Because I like the kitty, the cat down the road. I don't know if y'all saw it, but I don't think so. I don't know. Anyway, if you don't start dealing with your emotions right now, before shit pop off, I don't know when a lot of people that I hear are talking about December, but then somebody else said February, so I don't motherfucking know. But shit is about to start getting real out here. And if you are run by your desires, if you are somebody who cannot stay off of social media for more than 5 minutes, you are going to have a rude awakening. I need y'all to start taking breaks on social media, start fasting. All these things that you feel like you need are going to disappear. If you feel like you need to smoke every day, if you feel like you need social media, if you feel like you need to drink, if you feel like you need all these motherfucking things, even food, bro, it's gonna be a food shortage. All these things, this is a test, bro. A lot of people are not going to survive. You need to start. That is self-love. That's what I also wanted to say. Self-love does not look like, oh, I'm gonna indulge in all the things that I desire. Sometimes self-love is, wait, I know I didn't do nothing to deserve this fucking cake. I've been eating junk food all day. I don't need to eat this. You know? It's about the ups and the downs. So that's what self-love is. We need to start. We live in a society that literally, a consumer society that runs on the chase of pleasure. That's what all the technological advancements are helping with, pleasure and consuming. Like, that's what they're helping us to advance. How do I say this? All like the new things in technology that are happening, I feel like it says, oh, to make things more convenient, like something like Uber Eats, or something like, you know, what, drones, how fucking what's it called, Amazon. I know I read this thing that said that Amazon has like these drones that literally drop packages off to people's doorsteps in like 2 days. And all these things like Netflix, people don't have to wait for nothing no more. People don't have to wait for shit. Netflix, the whole season, there's one show. Before Netflix, you had to wait. I would be sick as fuck. And then people would make the ending of a show so motherfucking dramatic, and you gotta wait a whole year to see the next. Damn. Shut up. Do you need a hug, babe? Loud as fuck. Anyway, I just wanted to elaborate because I feel like I wasn't explaining it as good as I could. So all I was just trying to say was that we just live in a fast-paced society that is like, okay, you don't have to wait for nothing. You can just get it right there that second. And I feel like there's a lot of, you know, self-realization in the wait, when you have to wait for something. And that's why people are so impatient now. That's especially young people. We always expect to be some sort of something at our young 19-year-old age. You still living with your mama, but like you're expecting all these things out of yourself. Like, let it time. You have all the time in the world, okay? Don't try to rush things because you don't feel adequate. But like, we don't have to wait for nothing no more. And then when people have to wait, they get irritated, they get mad, they get disturbed. It's coming to an end. It's coming to an end. We live in a pleasure society that involves everything around how much pleasure you can get. And it's not gonna work because all this consuming that we're doing a lot of consuming. We're not doing a lot of nurturing. We're not doing a lot of self-work. We're not doing a lot of help. We're not planting nothing. We don't plant, plants. No, we don't. Nobody's making things that are, helpful. We're just taking things. That's all we're doing. So that's why God is gonna start taking things from us. He's gonna say, okay, you a real one. You say you on your shit. You say you love me. You say all these motherfucking things. You pray. But when I take this, are you really gonna be saying the same thing? How good is your faith? Are you really, about that life? Start fasting. Start taking social media breaks. Start detoxing from dopamine. The pleasure center in your head, the wires that go off when you, indulge in something that is pleasurable is dopamine. Do a dopamine fast. Heal. Start going inside yourself. Address your shadows. All the things that you, dislike. Talk all the people that have beef with or something. Try to mend those relationships. I don't motherfucking know. Try something. Do one thing. You don't have to do everything right now. You could take it slow, but it's coming faster. But like, do something. Try at least. Anyway, I said what I said. I said what I said. I meant what I said. And I hope everybody is taking care of themselves. And I hope everybody, is doing the work that they need to be doing to be the best people they could be. And with all that being said, I love you. And thank you for sitting through this video. Again, my videos are always long because I always have a lot to say.